we now go back to our groups and choose to add a different group. And the new group that we're going to add is going to be called Attitudes. And the description is going to be, please tell us how much you agree or disagree with the following statements concerning your attitude towards drunk driving. And we'll add that group. And now we're in a position to add questions. Our first question is about whether drunk drivers should lose their licenses, so let's call it licenses. And the question is, drunk drivers should lose their licenses. Now in this case we want a 4-point Likert scale, strongly agree, agree, disagree, strongly disagree, with strongly agree as a code of 4. We could type that in as a list like we did the other one. But instead what we're going to do is we are going to choose a flexible labels list. And that lets us use pre-built lists that have been built into LimeSurvey or have been added by the system administrator. And the label set that we're going to use is we're going to use a Likert 4-point scale where strongly agree counts 4 points. This is again a mandatory question, and we'll add it. And let's preview that just to see what it looks like. And there it is. Choose one of these following answers. And then we have our last question that we're going to add to the group. And this is going to be the question about whether the penalties for drunk driving are too severe. And so let's call that penalties. And the statement that we're going to be giving people is penalties for drunk driving are too severe. Again, the question type is going to be a flexible label list with radio buttons, and the label set this time is going to be a 4-point Likert scale with strongly agree being 1 because it's on the opposite side of the issue that we're talking about. And we're going to make that mandatory, and we add the question. Now that we have all the questions, it's time to go and test the survey, which you can do here with this little gear icon. And we see the welcome message, and then we can go to the next page. How old am I? I'm 55. I'm male. How often do I drink alcohol per week? Never. And then go on to the next section, which is the attitudes. And I say drunk drivers should lose their licenses. I'll agree. Penalties for drunk driving are too severe. Strongly disagree. And that's the end of the survey. I submit it. Of course, it didn't save anything because the survey isn't active yet. So the last thing we have to do is figure out how to activate the survey. And that's done with this icon right here. When you activate a survey, read carefully what it says. You activate it when you are absolutely certain your survey setup is finished and won't need changing. Because once the survey is activated, you can't add more groups of questions or delete ones. You can't add or remove answers, and you can't add or delete questions. However, if the question itself has the wrong code, or the text is wrong, or the type of question is wrong, you can change that. You can change the names of your question groups, and you can change the survey name and description. And once the data has been entered, if you want to add or remove groups or questions, you have to deactivate the survey, and that will move all the data into a separate archive table, which is not easy for you to get to. But at this point, let's activate the survey. When you activate the survey, it says that the results table has been successfully created. And this, by the way, is a survey ID number right here. It says here that no invitation code is needed to complete the survey. That means this survey is open to the public. You could